Welcome to the $500 gaming PC build of the month for November 2021. My name is Corey with NewbComputerBuild.com. $500. Who's building a $500 gaming PC build? Well, I would consider this build kind of that is that very entry level kind of budget if you're just getting into PC building. However, it is doable. And if you've been searching around for a PC for any notable period of time, you'll notice that certain pieces of hardware are harder to come by, such as graphics cards and things like that. But this build does alleviate that problem, and that it doesn't include one. Not that it can't include one, and not that you can't put one in the future, but the base build does not include one, and it comes in around budget. So that is a notable thing for the $500 gaming PC build. And here are the updates for, excuse me, here are the updates for November 2021. Moving into it, the CPU. This is a newer integrated graphics AMD Ryzen 5 5600G CPU. There's a better one than the 5600G in terms of better in terms of CPU power, but they're kind of equal in terms of GPU power, and that will be included in the hardware alternatives later on in this video. But I do want to note that this is the better value one. This is the AMD Ryzen 5 5600G for $260 at the moment. This is what gives you your CPU performance and graphics performance, and you can game smoothly into 1080p. So 720p into 1080p, scale those graphics back obviously a bit in games, as it doesn't have a dedicated graphics card, but this will get you up in gaming no problem. And you don't need to worry about finding a graphics card that you can't find or that is way too expensive at the moment anyways. Okay, moving on. The cooler, AMD Wraith Stealth Cooler included. We're going to use that one in this build. The motherboard is Gigabyte B550M DS3H motherboard, $99.99. Like I said, the graphics card, we're using the integrated Radeon RX graphics in the CPU. So, doesn't cost anything. But if you did want to add one, you could add something like a GTX 1650 Super for about $450. Again, $450 is near the actual budget of this build. So, you're paying $500. And a graphics card could minimally cost you $400 to $450. So depending on which one you want, you can go lower than that too. But if you want to get into it, might as well get one that's worth it. Memory we have is the Team Group T-Force Vulcan Z memory, two 8 gigabyte sticks for 3200 megahertz, $61.99 at the moment. This is kind of a great with integrated graphics in general, kind of on the Ryzen CPUs. You do want a little faster RAM, so you can't get away with a even cheaper kit, probably at 3000 megahertz, but this is kind of that in between good kind of performing memory. I would probably go up to 3600 megahertz if you could afford it, but this will do you good. The storage we have is the PNY CS900 240 gigabyte SSD. It's a SATA SSD at $29.99. Power supply, Thermaltake Smart 500 watt power supply at $39.99, and then the case is the Zalman S2 case at $51.99. Great kind of budget case, fully acrylic sides. You have that vented front, and it includes for great airflow, and it includes two 120 millimeter fans at the front. So for this cost of a case, this is a phenomenal case, as it kind of has all the bells and whistles of a even more expensive case in terms of the things that it includes. So estimated cost at the moment, $543.95 at the beginning of the month here at November 2021. So giving you a $500 gaming PC build that you can get and have no surprises with the kind of fluctuations of cost going up and down. Moving on, if you have a little more to spend, what would you spend it on with this build? So one suggestion could be a bump up in the CPU. Like I said earlier, this is the AMD Ryzen 7 5700G, also with integrated Radeon graphics. But this one's a little more expensive, not too much more. It's $324.99 versus $260, so about $64 more than the other CPU. If you have more to spend, you can go with this one. If you want to add a graphics card, like I said, you can get a GTX 1650 Super, about $450 around there. Some memory, if you want better memory, like I said, Crucial Ballistics 3600 megahertz kit of 16 gigabyte memory, $84.99, so a little more than the one that was included above. And then a faster, larger storage, wouldn't cost you too much more. So this is the Crucial P2 500 gigabyte NVMe SSD versus the SATA SSD included above. But this one costs about, I want to say $15, $20 more than the other one. But this would be worth it. That does it for the $500 gaming PC build of the month for November 2021. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'll try my best to get back to you. Or subscribe to keep up to date with these builds every single month if you're not building currently. Or visit the site, newbcomputerbuild.com. And we have a whole bunch of other builds there. Also, every single month we post the $500 build, the $800 build, the $1,000 build, and the $1,500 build, because those are kind of the main budgets that kind of get you the right kind of hardware at the best performance per dollar spent. That's why we kind of put them together at those budgets. But anyways, until next month, best of luck building your PC. Take care.